Okay, I've been asked a question about food supply, that we've been having a lot of weather changes, flooding, and then heat and snow, etc. So how is this affecting the food supply? How is this going to go forward with our food supply? So let's see what the tarot has to say. What can you tell us about how things are going to progress with our food supplies? Okay, so the first thing is about merchant, what's being sold. It also could be, I think with this card, the flooding, a lot of water, okay? And so how that's going to affect us going forward with our food supply, because that's what was specifically asked about the flooding and ruining crops. So trying to go forward, again, a lot of water, and wanting to get to a calmer place, trying to look at this. I think, again, this has to do with her question about flooding. They don't look so happy in that boat, okay? At the center of it, the fishtails, the things that are happening, I think not only with vegetables, stuff like that, our fish content as well. Don't forget we have that big problem with seaweed that's coming in. It's as big as America wide, and it's coming up the coast. So it could affect our waterways and fish. That's not looking good so far, is it? It's all water, water, water. The challenges are world situation, how this is going to conclude. This is the end of another chapter, the start of another chapter. And the challenges, looking out over water and what's our action going to be. So every one of these cards, except for the world card, has got water attached to it in some way, shape, or form. Let's look and see. Above the merchant, we are again looking at maybe overseas stuff, or looking out over our oceans, etc. Seeing how action can be taken. Okay, let's see what we have next. Foundation is government. Government may have to step in, and also it's going to somebody for advice, somebody that's an advisory thing about what to do, taking charge. The foundation is maybe thinking about something that we can do rapidly. This is of concern. Also, the swords can be, for me, sometimes the mental spin, okay? But I think it's going towards the government card too. So really, we need to get a handle on things, look at it. When it comes to our oceans and waterways, it's a burden, okay, the action. And that we are not having a good harvest, okay? We've planted the seeds, and now what we're getting back, we're getting back. Okay, when it comes to the challenge of the world, trying to hold on to supplies, hold on to, for a victory. So we need to be conservative with our supplies and actions going forward. The world situation. Looking about how to move forward. We have coming together. And looking at the past. Okay, underneath of it all, we have to look at things for the long term. Looking at what we're holding on to, and this king is interesting. He's very fruitful, okay? He's clothed in abundance. So we have to look at what we have food-wise, because some things are ending and we need to take action, move forward with action when it comes to people, and because we got a lot of things up in the air, okay? When it comes to waterways, etc. Oh my goodness. So going into it, the overarching thing is government, getting some more wisdom, going to those in the know, starting to take some control when it comes to the world situation, you know, because we're coming to the end of one cycle, the start of another cycle, okay? So the governments need to get serious about things as well. So going into it, we have at the center of it, the harvest is not good, and we need to be conservative, holding on to ideas, looking at the reality of what's going on. Okay, going into it, we have the merchant. We have a lot of the emotions are what's the wish fulfilling card. In order for wishes to happen, we need to look at things realistically when it comes to, for sure, waterways, how it's affecting our crops, how it's affecting our oceans, how it's affecting our lakes, etc. We need to come together as a people to uphold the water situations, and we need to be realistic about the past. You need to look and understand the past to go forward for the future. Right now, it's saying, you know, if we want to get to a calmer place mentally, we have to deal with the water situation, and we need to start doing some things pretty rapidly, okay? And the actions, we need to look towards the future. You're waiting for your ship to come in, but you need to look at it because this is a burden we all deal with. If we want a victory, if we want to come to a victory with the actions, then we need to plan, and we need to look at the world situation, the water situation, and start getting a handle on things. So, you know, this is not saying it's all going to be hunky-dory. It's saying we have a crisis when it comes to global warming and especially waterways. We have pollutions happening. What happened with that big train derailment? It's going into the water system, etc. We have the red seaweed, red bloom or something that's coming in, that's polluting. It's cutting off the oxygen. A lot of fish are dying. And when you have fish that are dying, you know, it's the whole ecosystem. One fish eats another type of fish, etc. And if it's cutting off the oxygen, it's going to affect a lot of our fish and the rest of the things that are happening. So we need to really start looking deeper. We need to have some scientific intervention. We need to look at our resources and be holding tight onto our resources. Don't be foolish with things. Water is so important. If the water gets polluted, what are you going to do? Okay. So it's saying that this is time for a clarion call to go out, that we need to take this seriously. This is no joke. Again, we have crops being destroyed because there's flooding. We have oceans and rivers and lakes getting polluted. We have that big red tide of seaweed coming in, which is cutting off oxygen, and it's creating a lot of devastation. So, yeah. Oh, I didn't know this was going to be such a difficult read. But it's saying, yeah, this is important. This is something we really need to look at and start to get a handle on if we're going to go forward in a beneficial way. So thank you for that question. Oh my goodness. I'm very surprised at what that reading was coming out to be. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you online.